Welcome to the Eat Better, Move Better, Live Better podcast presented by Flourish with Tracy, where we'll dive into the realms of holistic wellness, plant-based nutrition, yoga, and self-care to help you live your best life. Tune in every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for our special segments. Meditation Monday. Start your week with mindfulness. Wellness Wednesdays. Get the midweek boost you need. Silent Saturdays. Dedicate weekends to personal growth. Join us as we explore and discuss all things to eat better, move better, and live better. Welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Today we're going to talk about the benefits and reasons and how to transition to a plant-based diet. Let's start with benefits. There's physical, mental, environmental, and even spiritual reasons to incorporate more plants or to completely transition to a full plant-based consumption. Health benefits are reduced inflammation within the body, as whole plant foods are rich in antioxidants, and there's improvement in energy levels, helping you to have more sustained energy all throughout your day. It's easier to maintain healthy weight. The fiber from plants help aid better digestion, and it lowers the risk of chronic diseases. Environmentally, it lowers the carbon footprint as plant-based foods produce fewer greenhouse gases. There's less consumption or use of water. Growing plants typically requires much less water in the farming industry than raising animals for food. It preserves biodiversity by reducing the demand for animal agriculture. It helps protect our rainforests, oceans, and endangered species. And that leads to another benefit, ethical and spiritual motivation, helping to embody the yoga practice of ahimsa, which is compassion towards all beings. Avoiding animal suffering is a major motivation for many, and it aligns with spiritual traditions. And there's a heightened sensitivity. You may feel lighter, more clear-minded, or energetically cleaner and more closer to nature. And that leads to some myths, because there's a common myth that transitioning to plant-based is more expensive. It actually is a cost savings. If you think about beans or rice or lentils, even seasonal veggies and grains, they're often cheaper than their meat, processed, or animal counterparts. A plant-based diet can introduce you to a variety of global flavors and recipes that you might not try. So, common myths are that you can't get enough protein, and the truth is there is protein in the plant-based that you eat. There's high in protein within fruits and nuts and seeds and vegetables, some of which have more protein and vitamins than their animal counterparts. There is a myth, though, that plant-based diets are automatically healthy, and you can eat unhealthily, especially if you have a highly processed plant-based foods that's packed with sugars or fried. But eating whole food plant-based is the key. There's a myth that you will feel tired and weak eating plant-based, and not true. Plant-based consumption increases energy levels for most, and fatigue only happens if you are missing key nutrients. And you have to be 100% vegan is another myth, and that's not true. Even partially shifting towards plants, incorporating more into your daily consumption, like perhaps being 70 or 80% plant-based, still consuming other things may still improve your health and environmental benefits. It's not an all or nothing solution, although it's optimum if you were to be 100% plant based. So think about that, because there's also a myth that you can't build muscle on a plant based diet, and that's also not true. There are many athletes, bodybuilders, Olympians who thrive on 100% plant based. And it doesn't have to be boring or repetitive. You can eat several global cuisines that are naturally plant heavy, colorful, full of spices and flavors. So, how do you transition? We'll start gradually. Begin at the beginning. Be honest with who and what you are. Be honest with where you are. No need to rush out with heavy purchases or drastic changes. Set realistic goals and objectives. Perhaps you can start a journal. Begin by substituting foods one meal at a time. Breakfast is probably an ideal meal to begin with. After you've replaced a meal successfully for 1 week, move on to substitute mini meals and snacks before you continue on to your next major meal replacement. Do what's best for you. Pick fruits and vegetables you enjoy to get started. If you eat something you like eating, you'll be more apt to stick with it. And if you fall off the wagon, dust yourself off, jump back on. There isn't a test at the end of the day. And always hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Not only is water brain food, but it's crucial to digestion and will help the elimination process through your body, and be consistent with it in more efficient manner as you consume. And eat frequently. You can eat an average of every 2 hours in a 12-hour span. When you add that up, that's quite a considerable amount of food. And eating frequently only applies if you're eating raw whole foods, fruits, and vegetables that will keep you full and satiated. It's all about caloric densities. Once hunger pains hit you, a piece of fruit will answer the call, and it will have you feeling full and satiated while retaining a low caloric impact. Another tip is phone a friend, get a coach or someone who is established in plant-based nutrition to guide, aid you, and provide a step-by-step resource or materials as you need it. And discover new ways to prepare and eat foods that were previously cooked. Explore. Throw away your old fears. Try a new exotic fruit or vegetable that you've never had before. And there's so many resources online. Just look it up if you're not sure what to eat. And stay positive about it. Focus on what you're gaining instead of what you're giving up. And I always say it starts with a kiss. Kiss meaning keep it short and simple. Transitioning doesn't have to be complex. If possible, you can select recipes with 5 ingredients or less that can be prepared in 5 to 25 minutes. The more simple the prep time, the easier it will be to stay on track. And read the label. If you don't recognize or can't pronounce the ingredient, then don't eat it. And stay away from processed foods, whether they're plant-based or not. The more ingredients means the more processed it is. Stay simple. And you stay simple by starting simple, beginning with foods you know. Plan your meals in advance, and this includes eating out. Look up the menu of your favorite eatery before you arrive and know what's in the meal. Stick with your choice. It's okay to ask or inform the server if you wish to order your meal without cheese, without a side of meat or butter, and make multiple meals with your purchases. For example, a bunch of carrots can be used several ways, from juice to make a beverage to a quick snack, chewing it raw, or cooked as a side dish. And waste not, want not. Repurpose unused veggies. Use leftover veggies to make homemade soups or stews. Add beans to make a plant-based soup or a chili. And keep it cheap. As mentioned before, there's a myth that eating plant-based is expensive. If you have a green thumb, grow your own. Shop your local farmers markets or growers co-ops, or buy a local section of your supermarket. These options tend to be cheaper than commercially grown produce. Make friends. Become friends with your market's produce team. They'll help you with deals and markdowns. You can purchase food that's being removed from shelves for appearance, as manager specials are great prices, but they aren't quite spoiled. An example is many won't purchase bananas that have brown spots. However, that's the best and ideal time to purchase them for the sweetness and optimum potassium benefits. Many markets will sell bananas with brown spots up to 75% off the regular price to avoid throwing it away. It's a win-win situation. And keep it fun. Eat the whole fruit or vegetable that makes you smile. Eat the rainbow. Fruits and vegetables are full of colors. Enjoy them. And then write it down. Starting a journal to document your daily consumption and activity. Tracking your progress will help you learn and understand what you don't like, what you do like, what works and what doesn't. How did you eat? How much did you eat? What did you eat? And did you remove something? And if so, what did you replace it with? Your daily activities, exercise or movements. And how do you feel? What were your milestones and your yay moments? And then if you think about transitioning to plant-based, see it as a lifestyle change. To live it and not diet. Diets are temporary and often restricted with short-term results and cannot be sustained long-term. It's possible to diet and still have an unhealthy lifestyle. Plant-based lifestyle transformation is a change in your mental and physical relationship with food. Let the adage, your body is your temple, or let thy food be thy medicine, be a mental ignition to jumpstart a new way of thinking about your body and what you put into it. While weight loss is one objective of transitioning to a plant-based lifestyle, it should not be your goal. Your goal is to improve the quality of your life. Plants provide energy and fuel mobility. Use it to get up and move. The combination of a daily walk and some fruit will serve you well. And as always, plan ahead. Regardless of the foods you eat or what you're planning to eat, the point is to obtain proper vitamin and mineral intake. It's crucial to proper health. So before you get started, you should always get a complete physical and blood workup as you begin. It serves two purposes. One, it establishes a beginning point from which you can measure your progress. And two, it will identify the areas you may need to address. Where are you deficient? And it lets you know potential challenges. It's always wise to see a medical professional prior to starting anything new, especially with nutrition, dietary, or physical fitness. As you transition to plant-based, vitamin B12 and vitamin D3 are two of the most crucial vitamins that those going plant-based should be aware of. Those are areas where deficiencies can develop, and it could cause detrimental damage if you are deficient in this area. So it's important to keep your vitamin intake at a normal to optimum level. Now, the best source for vitamin D is actually the sun. You also, however, can find calcium in sunflower seeds, mushrooms, almonds, dark green leafy vegetables, and the king of calcium is broccoli. B12 is not naturally produced in plants. It's a bacteria. And although we do not recommend supplements, if your workup indicates a deficiency, you can get a plant-based supplement that mimics the bacteria. You can also temporarily eat nutritional yeast, eat sea-based plants such as sea kelp, seaweed, or spirulina. And so now that you have the basics, remove and replace. Start by substituting foods with a plant-based option. Don't overcomplicate it. For example, you can start each morning with a glass of water and fresh fruit, a fruit vegetable smoothie, a freshly extracted juice. For snacks, fruit, carrot sticks, or any fruit or vegetables that doesn't require any preparation. Lunches and dinners can be salad or special vegetable-based meals. So many meals and recipes are available online. And you can remove and replace several things. So for example, replace white potatoes to reduce your glycemic index with sweet potatoes or yams. Remove pasta and replace with zucchini or squash noodles. Remove cow, goat, or any animal-based milk and replace it with a nut-based or oat milk. Remove eggs, and scrambled eggs in particular, you can replace with a scrambled tofu. If you use eggs to bake, you can replace that with homemade applesauce, chia seeds or bananas, or flaxseed. Replace white rice with quinoa. Replace white flour with flours made from ground almonds, chickpeas, coconut, or flaxseed. Instead of mashed potatoes, you can have mashed cauliflower. Instead of ground beef, you can have ground walnuts or mushrooms. Instead of pork, you can have jackfruit. And so we can go on and on. There's several things that you can remove and replace. You can replace milk chocolate candy with Majul dates. The point and the objective is that transition and transformation doesn't have to be a complicated process. It can be fun, it could be simple, it could be easy. It's all about how you think about it and how you make it. And if you have cravings for old comfort foods, find a substitute for it to begin to reduce the cravings. And the more you remove and replace, you'll find that the cravings start to cease. You may feel hungry a little more often when you first get started because plant foods are less caloric dense. So you may need to eat larger portions of the food of plant-based foods or snack more frequently. However, they will not impact you in the same way as long as it's whole food, unprocessed plants. And remember, you never have to walk this journey alone. There is so much support out there. You can join your local plant-based potluck meetups in your area. You can get a coach or a plant-based dietitian or nutritionist. You can join a support group, download online courses. You can consult plant-based functional, medical, and nutritional professionals. You can view how-to videos, documentaries, and recipes. You can also get and read plant-based books. However, all of these are fantastic, but it all boils down to, what do you like to eat? And keep it short and simple, and eat the rainbow. So eating whole fruits and vegetables in a variety and range of colors, and you can eat as much as you wish all throughout your day, and you will find that you will feel more full, more satiated, less cravings, and you will see a change in your digestion, in how you move your bowels. Your energy levels will increase, and you will find less and less attraction to processed animal-based foods. You have a few more questions specific and germane to your needs? Would you like a meal plan or course of action? Then book a free discovery call at flourishwithtracy.com. Let's talk about it. Thanks for tuning in. I hope today's insights help you on a personal journey towards a healthier, happier life. Don't forget to join every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern for more self-care and holistic wellness tips. Before you go, make sure to comment, click the bell, like, and subscribe buttons for upcoming episode notifications. Be sure to always consult a medical professional before making any major changes regarding your health, diet, or routine. In the meanwhile, stay motivated, stay inspired, and remember, every step you take is one step closer to a better you. Until next time, keep flourishing, and as always, may all be well.